All right, we're going to look at a different kind of trig equation. You can see here it says 2 theta, here it says 3 theta. We call these double angles and triple angles, and we have to treat them a little bit different. All right, here's why. Let's do a quick little look here at the a couple of values. If my angle is 30 degrees, all right, what is sine of 30 degrees? You know that sine of 30 degrees is a half. Okay, so if the angle is 30 degrees, sine is a half. Now if we double the angle, say the angle is 60 degrees, does that mean that sine becomes 1? Obviously not. All right, so I don't want you to think about these double or triple angles as this just being a 2 that we can divide out. You can't just say, oh, let's just look at half the angle and we'll figure it out that way. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it. First, we're going to isolate for sine of 2 theta. So sine of 2 theta is negative 1/2. Okay, and just for a second, I want you to ignore the 2 there and think of this as just being theta. Okay, how would you do that? Well, you would say sine is negative down here and here. And you would say the reference angle, where is theta a half? That's going to be at pi by 6. The only problem is it's not theta, it's 2 theta we're looking at. Okay, now that you have the reference angle, let's solve for 2 theta. Okay, what would this angle be? This angle would be 7 pi by 6. What would this angle be? That angle will be 11 pi by 6. Okay, that's nothing new. We've just treated that 2 as if it wasn't there. We've solved. But here's where things change a little bit. Okay, this is not really what's happening, but I want you to think about this 2, meaning we're actually going to go around the circle not just once, but we're actually going to think about going around again. Okay, so if you're thinking about 7 pi by 6, so that's down here. If we go around again, if we add 2 pi, what do we end up with? We end up with 19 pi by 6. And if we do the same thing to the other angle, add 2 pi, you end up with 23 pi by 6. Okay, now why did we do that? Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at just the single angle. All right, I just need to do a little erasing here. All right, there we go. Now I want you to think about what is theta. Well, how do we get from 2 theta to theta? Here we're going to divide by 2. Now we didn't divide by 2 by dividing the angle in half. We're looking at the answers that we're actually dividing in half. Okay, and what is 7 pi by 6 dividing by 2? That's like multiplying by a half. So you'd get 7 pi by 12. 11 pi by 12, 19 pi by 12, and 23 pi by 12. Okay, so a couple things to notice here. These 4 angles, these are all between 0 and 2 pi. So they're all okay, they're all less than 2 pi. They're all answers that fit in that domain. Let's just quickly try one of them to see if it works. So if I went 2 sine 2, and let's take any of them, let's take this one here, 11 pi by 12, plus 1, let's see if that equals 0. So you'd have 2, and then sine, if I multiply 2 by 11 pi by 12, I get 11 pi by 6. 22 pi over 12, which is 11 pi by 6, plus 1. What is sine of 11 pi by 6? Well, sine of pi by 6 is a half. This is negative a half. And guess what? That works. All right, so this is the strategy we're going to use to solve these double angles and triple angles. Okay, so let's try this one. Cosine is positive here and here. And the reference angle for 3 theta would be pi by 6. All right, so let's figure out what are the answers for 3 pi by 6. Well, this one would be pi by 6. This one would be 11 pi by 6. And now, since we have a triple angle, we're going to think about going around the circle 3 times. So instead of just once, you're going to have twice and 3 times. There's going to be 6 answers. So we'll add 12 pi by 6 here. That's 2 pi. So 13 pi by 6. And we're going to add it to this one. That's 23 pi by 6. And then we're going to add it again. So we'll add 2 pi to this one, 25 pi by 6, and then we'll add it to this one. And that's 35 pi by 6. Then we'll divide by 3. That's like multiplying by a third, so you get pi by 18, 11 pi by 18, 13 pi by 18. And you're going to notice that all of these are within 2 pi. 35 over 18 is less than 2 pi. All right. Easy enough. Let's try a half angle. So we're going to figure out, first we have to isolate this. So you get negative root 2 over 2. So sine would be negative here and here, and the reference angle for half theta is pi over 4. All right, so let's solve for half theta. Well, what would this angle be? This angle is 5 pi by 4. And then what's this one? This one is 7 pi by 4. Now, strangely, when we had a 2 here, we thought of going around twice on the circle. When we had a 3, we thought around going 3 times. When you think about half theta, you're actually thinking about only going halfway around the circle. Well, how many answers are there if I only go halfway around the circle? And you should see that there are none. This angle and this angle are not within half the circle. Well, let's pretend we didn't notice that, and let's see what happens. How do I get to theta? I'm going to multiply by 2. So if I multiply this by 2, I get 10 pi by 4 and 14 pi by 4. And if you notice, 10 over 4 is more than 2 pi. So actually, we have to reject these answers. And we're going to say there is no solution. There is nothing in the domain from 0 to 2 pi that satisfies that solution. Okay, we'll try a few with non-exact values, see if that's any different. So sine is positive here and here. We have to find the reference angle for this one. Now be careful, we're in degrees. So I'm going to put 0.85 and go second sine. I get 58 degrees. All right, so 58 degrees and 132. Since it's a double angle, I'm going to go around another time, and I don't add 2 pi, I add 360. So I get 418, and then I'm going to add 360 again, and I get 492. Divide by 2, 29 degrees, 66 degrees, 209 degrees, and 246 degrees. All right. Where's tan negative 1? Well, it's negative here and here. The reference angle is going to be 45 degrees. So 2 theta would be 135, 315. It's a double angle. We should add 360. So you get 495, and you'd get 675. Divide by 2. Now, if we divide that by 2, I get 67.5. I can round that to 68. If I divide this by 2, I get 157.5. Let's make it 158. This is going to be 247.5, so 248. And this would be 337.5, so 338. All right, last one for today. A half angle. Well, cosine is positive here and here. So that half angle means I'm thinking that the answer must be only here. So I'm probably going to reject that second answer, but let's pretend I'm a little bit ignorant. I'm not really sure. Let's see what happens. So the reference angle is 30 degrees. So my half angle, I get 30, and I get 330. And my gut's kind of telling me I don't think this is an answer. I'm not going to cross it out yet. Let's just check. So I'll multiply by 2 here, and I end up with 60. And if I multiply 330 by 2, I get 660. And I hope you see 660 is too big. So we're going to reject it. All right, so there are some questions to do for double, triple, half angles. And we'll get into doing some more that are a little bit more complex next time.